It's official, 2019 is ending. To celebrate this, I made a video that pieces together my favorite races I had in 2019. Keep in mind that it's bias. That's because winning in a race makes you feel good. I do win in all these races, but winning them was really challenging, and that's what made them my best races of 2019. My favorite races are the ones where you're battling with people for the entire race to get into that first position. Though I still like those oddball ones where you're at the back of the field and you're trying to fight for first. Or those times when you're behind someone and you absolutely nail the overtake. Alright, enough of wasting your time, and let's finally get into it. Now, this race at Watkins Glen Short is really special to me because it's one of my favorite tracks. And Kanata and me were so close to each other through the whole race. And the way I overtake him in the ending of the race is just beautiful. He knew what I was going to do, and I knew what he was going to do, and it just worked. In the beginning of the race, Kanata definitely had the upper hand on me, but I didn't know that at the time, and I did realize this after. So there you saw I braked to give him room, but I totally messed it up. And like I said, I lost time there, and it took me to the last lap to finally get back to him. It took me that long to catch back up. I was like maybe a second behind, and I finally started catching just little by little, and finally I got this overtake. I just start squeezing him in tight, and he sees this coming, and finally it pinches enough for him to let go. Now we're gonna watch this from a different shot, and just watch how much I close the gap in the first corner alone. That's incredible. I do go wide, but like in real life those track limits would be okay, but in Forza not so much. But it's so close. We're like this the whole race. We're like maybe half a second to a second in between each other, and finally I got close enough to like start pressuring him really hardcore, and the outcome was amazing. I just got on his side and started pinching him in. You can really see what I was doing here. I go really deep to get as much speed as I could, and it helped me so much. I got the run on him, and then I just start pushing in because I'm a bit ahead of him. At that point, he backed out because I don't think he had a chance to make the corner, and that gave me the win. Next up, Catalunya Full Circuit. Now, it did look bad, but it wasn't even that bad. We were just kind of too close to each other, and on Catalunya that kind of stuff can happen, so not a big deal. Though that did put me on the back foot, and that allowed some other people to get near me. Like this. He was closing in on me, but it never really turned into anything, thankfully, but it was awful. Mike definitely got the worst of everything. Yeah, that was bad. Thank God his race improved after that. This overtake was pretty cool. Mike just got an insane exit out of that corner, and now he's closing up on 4th position, and now we're really freaking close. Now we're looking for the braking zone, and there we are, and he makes a mistake, so Mike turns in early and just capitalizes on his mistake. Dupes made that simple little error, and it hurt so badly, but MapTun and me were not slowing down for him because we were battling ourselves. I was right behind him. Dupes just made that simple little error, and that's all it takes. That put him from 1st to 3rd, but at least he didn't come on to the track in a dangerous manner, and that actually helped me get near MapTun, because if Dupes did come on the track in a crazy fashion, that would have been bad for me. Remembering that this is the same lap Dupes just went off the track on is all the more funny, because MapTun goes ahead and makes this mistake. Thank God though that he stayed on the inside, because I was on normal steering, so I didn't quite make the corner like I wanted to. If I did slow down and turn left longer, I probably would have sucked really badly at that corner. But thankfully, MapTun actually knows how to drive and preemptively knew I'd probably do that. So thank you, MapTun. Coming to the end of the race, Dupes finally caught up to MapTun again, and it got really, really close between the two of them. I mean, dangerously close. Like, look at how close they were after this back straight. They were so close. They actually touched each other. And it wasn't like a harsh touch. It was just barely, like, just a little bit of tap. You'll actually see it when we go on MapTun's camera. Look at this. Didn't even feel it, but, like, that's how freaking close they were. Absolutely insane. I finished the race in first, MapTun finished it in second, and Dupes finished it a really close third. Next up, Sebring Full Circuit. I don't know why, but I start weaving across the track like that. I don't know if it's to distract them or whatever, but I got fourth out of it, and I go in the freaking grass, and I'm already trying to fight for third, and I got it for a split second, but I get bumped just a little bit, and that caused me to go into the grass. After that, not much happened, but then Audi decided to do this. Later on in the race, Audi was pushing really hard to catch Dupes, and I was pushing really hard to catch Audi. We were both pushing incredibly hard. Dupes was just on it, but Audi pushes just that bit too much, and he starts sliding everywhere, and it just ended so badly for him. But thankfully for me, that put me in P2. I was a distant P2, but at least I had a shot at trying to get first. Now, we are on the last lap of the race, and Dupes just makes a minor error on this corner, and I will be glad to take first place. Now, this is how it happened. He just understeered in the grass, and he kind of stayed there. I don't know if that would have changed the outcome of the race, but I still won it. And thank you, Dupes, for not coming back on track like right away. I hate it when people do that. It just ends in collisions, and that's just not fun. But luckily, Dupes knows how to drive, and I take first place. Catalunya Short Circuit. This race is a bit more chaotic than the others, but it's still really good. Me and Dupes fight the whole race, and it was just an awesome experience. Now, when we come into the first corner, I go on the outside, obviously, and I actually get the better of it. I've never done that. And this is MapTun getting absolutely pelted by Druid hitting. I'm not sure. This is Druid's perspective on what was going on. I'm not really sure what was going on, but whatever, I guess. I don't know. Back to racing. Dupes is right behind me. And, like, when I say right behind, this is really close for this car. And he just hit the grass just that little bit, and that lets Audi get right next to him. Now it's the three of us pushing as hard as we can. We're right next to each other. And he goes a bit wide, and MapTun just clips the edge of him. And I wouldn't blame that on MapTun or Audi. It's a bit of both, because Audi went wide, and that caused MapTun to not know when he was going to turn in fully. And it just kind of ended in a collision. It's a racing incident. It did put them way back in the pack, though. I think it put MapTun 8th and Audi in 11th. But that didn't stop Audi from fighting. He's in 11th, and he's fighting super hard with this guy for 10th, and he gets it. He freaking gets it. And he's already catching up to the person in 9th, and he's really close already. And he gets that position as well in the first few corners of the track. This is MapTun fighting to get 7th position. Now, after that collision, you thought they'd both be, like, chillaxed, but, like, no. They're both super aggressive and trying, and you can see how aggressive it was to get Druid. But it kind of backfired, and he just thought the better of him, just backed out of that, and now he's back in 8th. And you bet he was going to try again. You freaking knew it. Same corner, and he gets it this time. Trust me, he gets it. But keep in mind, Audi is right behind all this, and the guy ahead just goes right through the grass, and Audi gives him a bit more room than you would otherwise give someone, and I think that was a great idea, because in this corner he goes really wide and nips him anyway. And MapTun is in 6th position, and Drew just drives right off the track. I think he just clipped the grass, and it just slid right out from underneath him. And he makes a mistake, and MapTun overtakes him. This is how freaking close me and Dupes were the whole race. It did not stop. We were literally half a second from each other, maybe a quarter of a second, the whole time. And it was absolutely insane. If you want to watch the full thing, there's a little iCard in the top right. That should be on most of the races. It'll pop up when there is one. From start to finish, we were right next to each other. Lime Rock with chicane. This is where it gets a bit too close and I touch his rear tire, and that sends me into the grass, and now I am way back in the pack. At this point, I was never going to give up. I will push so hard to try to win this race. I am in 8th position, and that's good enough for me. I am trying to get there. I'm in 8th. I get 7th. That was a bit greedy, but that's fine. And that's 6th because someone was off, and now I need to catch this guy up ahead. And that was way harder than you think. I finally did catch up to him, but it was so much later, so I lost a lot of laps. And finally I can start challenging him. And now I'm like right behind him. I start rubbing him like really aggressively, and it just shows how determined I was to get there. And I should have just backed off way earlier than that. That was poor decision making right there. But in the end, I did get 4th position, so I guess it worked. This doesn't look that bad, but it could have ended a lot worse than that. Believe it or not, that crash put me in 2nd, so now I am in 2nd, fighting for 1st position. Here we are. We do cut that corner a little bit, but that's fine. We're on his right side. He goes to the right and back to the left, and now he's in the middle. He's sliding back to the right. I don't know where he's going, but I'm getting past him, and I just... he went so deep, and I just did it beautifully. And that is the win. We come to another race where I am in the back of the field, and I try to work my way up, but this is a bit different. This is at Mugello. After that rough start, we're in 4th position, and we're already fighting for 3rd here. And I absolutely go in the back of him because he's braking so hard there. And we come into this really fast corner, and I go wide, and he went wide as well. I tried slowing down, I got bumped. It was all kind of chaos. In the end, it probably was both her faults. But it doesn't matter. 3rd, now 2nd. No, you're not seeing things wrong. That is 1st position, and this is later in the race, but that doesn't matter. Winning is winning, and P-Mark just makes a mistake, and I take advantage. This is from a different view. I actually love this view. It lets you see how fast I was closing in on him, and it doesn't even matter because I go ahead and do this right in the next corner, and that's P-Mark right back in 1st. But I come right back at him the next lap, and this is the last lap of the race. And I almost overtook him there, but I knew I wasn't going to. Are we going to do it here? Yes, we do. He goes wide, I take advantage, and that's the overtake. At this point, P-Mark was pushing hard, but I was pushing harder. All in all, it was a win. These next few clips are not really races, they're more just overtakes, and they're both at Prague, funnily enough. It does look like I hit him, but trust me, I didn't. He just got on the curb, and that's all I needed. Not sure how I reacted that fast, but I'm glad I did, because this next move is pretty cool. Believe it or not, I still don't know how I did this, but dang, was that close. Personally, this is the best race out of all of them in this video. And did I mention it's the full race, though I will be switching to different cars. From this you can tell it wasn't MapTun's fault, but it did send me a bit wide. It was actually Newt's fault. Wasn't even that bad though. I can't blame him. Ban this one though. This was wild. He didn't even try to stop. This was absolutely intentional. No idea why, but caused a lot of pain for everyone. Not the kind of racing for me, but to each their own, I guess. You would compliment me for getting that good exit, but then I do that. Just look at how freaking close Dupes is to me. That was after a lap. This mistake was easy to make, and I just got in the grass a little bit, and that sent me really freaking wide. And did you notice Dupes got really, really close to me? That looked worse than it really was because Dupes just got into my rear wheel and it pushed me into him. Like from MapTun's perspective, it looked pretty bad, but it wasn't even that bad. that was 100% my fault. I just kind of braked a bit late, and that was just clumsy. He does give me back position, which surprised me, but I'll take it, you know? Gotta take what you get, right? That was a bit cheeky. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I can't reverse it. Keep in mind, this is the run to the finish line. We are about to finish this race. It's 1, 2, 3. We could not be any closer than this. Forza just doesn't let you get any closer than this. This is ridiculous for F1 cars. And I'm trying to get it home as quickly as I can, and I run that as wide as you can actually run it for some reason, and Dupes is right behind me, followed by MapTun. What a race that was. What a year it's been. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.